Greetings and welcome to my final video where we are going to be discussing the 4 works that we've been discussing over the semester. Hotel on the Corner of Bittersweet, the Guernsey Literary Potato Society, the Cast of Amontillado, and Thank You Ma'am. On Hotel on Corner of Bittersweet, the sense of freedom is taken away from the Japanese Americans, which is the theme that I'm wrapping myself in. Taking away freedom, the sense to feel liberated. These are the common themes I found amongst all these 4 works that seem to work really well. In Hotel on Corner of Bittersweet, story takes place in the 1940s, 1986. Freedom is taken away from the Japanese American community in the story. Our main character, Henry, makes a Japanese American friend named Keiko, and music really connected them. And when Keiko was in the intermittent camps, Henry found a way to bring Keiko the Oscar Holden record, which is a musician that they both fell in love with when they snuck into the Black Elks Club. And just listening to this record really helped her and her family feel a sense of liberation while all their freedom was being taken away at this time. In the Guernsey Literary Potato Pie Society, the people of Guernsey were being affected by the war, and in order to avoid getting their freedoms taken away, aka by getting arrested, skipping curfew, they created the Literary Pie Society. By creating the society, they found a love for reading, and through this, they felt a sense of liberation, a sense of freedom, and it really helped them escape their troubles going on around them, the war, German soldiers taking over a lot of their land, their freedoms, their crops. It helped them escape in a way through reading. Now, if you look at Thank You Ma'am, about 10 years later in 1958, a young boy named Roger tries to steal a purse of Luella to get money to buy himself some blue suede shoes. When I read this, I instantly thought about Elvis Presley, blue suede shoes. And at the peak of the generation of this music, Elvis Presley became known as the king of rock and roll. The rock and roll genres symbolize rebellion in the youth. They were rebelling against cultural attitudes, their parents, society, attitudes towards the Black community in the United States. For a lot of folks, this was a way for them to just feel connected with each other. Ironically, the boy stealing from someone who already got stolen from to get these blue suede shoes, which is literally the symbol of her sense of freedom, her sense of liberation. So, lastly, we're looking at the Cast of Amontillado nearly a century ago. The story of a man by the name who seeks out revenge on his rival Fortunato, using his own pride against him for Montreso's own sense of liberation, which is not the best way to feel liberated, but for him, seeking revenge and ultimately causing Fortunato's death was a sense for him to feel liberated and free, because Fortunato insulted him. In the story, Montreso takes away the freedom of Fortunato by luring him into the catacombs underneath the cellars, and he locks him up, traps him in, builds a brick wall on him, and literally stripping away freedom in a very gruesome way. He's essentially buried alive. After Fortunato has his freedom taken away, and Montreso is liberated. So, all the characters in the stories, at least one character or so, had their freedoms taken away, but all of them were looking for a sense of liberation. That's all. All right, bye.